Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Hibeshesha Shunyavani Paschachare Shatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktarina Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktarina Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha 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 Radha. Jaya Giri Govardha Giri Govardha Giri Govardha Jaya Giri Govardha. Jaya Gaurari, 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 Jaya Gaurari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki, Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Hari Ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki, Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for assembling here for this third day memorial service. And again, on behalf of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, the founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the local temple and its management, we want to again offer our condolences, Yashodamai and her family, for the loss of such a wonderful, wonderful devotee. I was unable to be at the funeral yesterday as we were in escort and, with the program where we took Srila Prabhupada and got back late. So it's my privilege and honor to be able to do some service. Thank you. To do some service here today. Our program is a short one. It's as follows. We will have a class, a discourse given to us by Her Grace Rukmini Devidasi. She's a resident of the temple and a very astute practitioner of Krishna consciousness. Thereafter, there will be a message, recorded message, played from His Holiness Parthasarathy Das Goswami. If there's anybody in the family who would like to speak or say something, you're welcome to thereafter. At about 18:45, about 6:45, we will offer Guru Puja, which is the worship of Srila Prabhupada. And alongside there, you'll see there's a picture of Nanda Baba. And everybody will be invited to offer flowers to Prabhupada and then flowers to the picture. So that is the way we will honor Prabhu. And thereafter, it's called the Pushpa Puja. Thereafter, 7 o'clock is our standard evening Aarti, called Gora Aarti. So from there we'll face the altar and we'll observe that. And at about 7:30, everybody will be served prasadam. So everything is done in the memory and as an offering to Nanda Baba. So in that way, everything we do here, he will get the benefit of all of that spiritual practice. Of course, he's been practicing so wonderfully, so he's already in very, very safe hands with Lord Krishna. And it's inevitable also as we get older that the risk of passing away is greater. So we have to understand that. Rukmini will explain some of these philosophical aspects to us and also give a glorification of Nandama. Please, Rukmini, come. My name is Smita Krishna Das.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'm so very honored to be able to do a little bit of service to honor Nanda Baba Prabhu. My role today is mainly to give the context from a Vaishnava perspective. And we'll have many devotees then after who are close to Nanda Baba Prabhu who will speak on his memory. Today I was thinking that a community, Arjuna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that a community is held together by its elders. And Nanda Baba and Yashodamai, they're the elders in our community, not because of age, but because of the love that you feel when you're in their presence. It's like when you have a grandfather or grandmother, you don't need to do something special for them to love you. You just need to be there. You just need to exist. And that's how it feels when you're in the presence of elders in the community. The last time I saw Nanda Baba Prabhu was a chance encounter. We were both in wheelchairs at the X-ray department. And it was, we didn't speak to each other, but it was just like a greeting by sight. He was going in for an X-ray, and then some nurse came to ask me something, and then he had already gone, and I couldn't get a chance to speak to him. But it reminded me that how just the glance of a Vaishnav is enough. Just a glance. You just know that Krishna's blessings is there with that one glance. Because Nanda Baba and Yashodamai Mata, they both lived with the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita for so many decades. You know, the philosophy is not new to us. But this sort of occasion serves to remind us that it's not just book knowledge, that we have to live it. And they know as well as we that, you know, that our body is a temporary shell, and that essentially we are spiritual beings, part and parcel of Krishna. And that after lifetimes of turning away from Krishna, we have this one lifetime where we turn towards Him. Maybe for others more than one lifetime. But in the lifetime that we turn towards Him, then upon reaching the end of this journey, when we give up the outer shell of the body, we then progress, leaving the body behind, we progress closer to Krishna. We know this knowledge. This is the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. This is the knowledge that shakes the world. Because for someone stepping into Vedic culture, we don't always think of it every day. And for somebody in the spiritual path, we read it every day, but we don't always think we're going to have to live it. So this is the knowledge that Prabhupada gave us, that gives us solace in a moment like this. The Gita says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe, komaram yovanam jara, tatha dehantara prabdir, dhiras tatra namuyati. That within this body is a spirit soul, and that soul moves through so many changes of the body. And that at the end, when this body cannot hold the soul anymore, the soul leaves that body and achieves another and progresses in its destination towards Krishna. This truth is painful. It's a painful truth for us who remain behind. This truth is a relief because we know that it's not nothingness. It's not that death or a departure of someone we care about is the end. So therefore, this truth is a relief to us. And this truth is beautiful also. Because when a Vaishnav departs, they don't leave emptiness, they leave faith. Because the way they leave this world instills faith in the people that follow in their footsteps. And like a boat that remains on the other side of the river, they leave behind their example. This today is also a, what can you say, a jolt. Because when we come to times when we lose people that we love, it's a jolt to remind us that I too will walk this path one day. And as much as we can see that from a day-to-day perspective, as much as we can even be in a life-threatening situation, as much as all around us we can see things grow and perish, we somehow, Jaya Shri Radha Radhanand, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Raj Govardhan ki jai. We somehow just don't believe it. We just don't believe it, that we all will walk this path. But today, when we lose someone we love, we are reminded that we too will walk the path. I've been reading the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, And with Janmashtami approaching, we'll remember that Krishna, upon his birth, being the biological son of Devaki and Vasudeva, that his parents were imprisoned, and that Devaki lost 6 sons before she had Krishna. And so later, many, many years later, when Krishna returns to Devaki, because he spends his childhood with Mother Yashoda, and when he returns to Devaki, Devaki and Vasudeva, they begin to realize that this is not just my son. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then something amazing happens then. Devaki asks Krishna, please can you return my sons? I found this really interesting because Devaki is not anybody. She's standing in the presence of God, but she's asking him, please can you return my sons? Now the Acharyas tell us that this is Devaki under the influence of Krishna's divine energy. And that's true. Because we would expect that Mother Yashoda, if Krishna was in front of her, she wouldn't be asking for anybody else. Even the residents of Vrindavan, when Lord Brahma steals away the cows, and Krishna manifests as the cows and the cowherd boys, and Krishna manifests as the cowherd boys, so he goes home to each family as if he's their son. They don't realize that their children are gone. They love their child even more, not knowing that it's Krishna. So, but yet here's Devaki, and she's asking Krishna, please can you return, please can I see my sons one last time? And this tells us that even though we know that we are not material beings in a random creation, even though we are eternal sparks of Krishna's light, and even though this is the truth that Nanda Baba, Yashoda Mai, a lot of us have lived our life towards, it doesn't mean that we won't grieve. We grieve because we love. Love and grief are 2 sides of the same coin. We can only grieve if we have loved. And so therefore, even in our grief, we can find Krishna. Having the knowledge of understanding that we are spiritual beings will fortify us. Understanding that this body is material shell that will eventually fade and move away, it will fortify us. But even when we can't reach to that point where Krishna it's only you, I only need you, even when that path is a little difficult, in the grief we can find Krishna. Finding Krishna in our grief doesn't necessarily mean that we skip through the stages. If you're aware, there are different stages of grief that have been documented that people go through when we lose somebody we love. There may be the initial denial, that you wake up every morning and it's a shock. The person that you lived 56 years of marriage with isn't there. It's a daily shock. And it's painful to think that every day you relive that moment. And that's denial. When every day it's like, is this real? We will go through, sometimes there may be anger. Anger to the person. How could you leave me alone? Anger towards Krishna. How could you take him away? Sometimes there may also be bargaining. If I didn't do that one thing, if I didn't take him for that test, if I didn't go use this medication, if I was just there a few days earlier, if. These are natural stages of grief and our minds will go through it. And then it may also be days where the ache of losing the person we care about makes us not want to get out of bed. We may go through spells of depression. And eventually, this is, as what the experts say, will surface in acceptance. And we will, through all these stages, allow Krishna to enter in these stages and guide us, not by denying the emotions, but by taking the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita and walking through these emotions with it. So grief is simply a sign that we have loved. And when we allow Krishna within that grief, that same grief becomes the path of liberation. The Gita also teaches us that death it's not the end. And that's why this philosophy is also a relief. Because we know that souls who have served Krishna will meet again. It's not the end. We will meet again in our true essence, in our true form, in our true brightest and most beautiful and most complete forms of ourselves. And so therefore the legacy continues, the journey continues. Now, and we learn really that death becomes simply a change of service. For Nanda Baba, it's not the end. He's got a new service. He's got a new service with Krishna and a new journey that he's begun to explore. And for us, for those who feel the grief and those who are left behind, we take faith from his example, and we take the experience of loss as an impetus in our spiritual path, because we know that we don't have to grieve alone. We have a whole community. We have the Shastra. We have our spiritual teachers. We have so much to back us up with. And that will always be our shelter. So today I'm speaking more from the philosophical perspective. And there'll be devotees who will speak from a more memorial perspective and share their memories about Nanda Baba. And I don't want to take away from them. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this little bit. And I offer my obeisances to Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai, who have grown me up with their love. And very grateful, and want you to know that we are also here for you, to support you in whatever way we can. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rukmini. It went a little faster than I thought. So thank you very much. I'd like to call His Grace Devadeva Prabhu. Devadeva Prabhu is on our temple management and very much involved in the deity service here. He also has deity service internationally. He oversees that, and he is very close to the family. So he'll going to play a message from His Holiness Parthasarathi Das Goswami, and then he'll speak for a few minutes. After that, there is also a message from Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu, who was our former president here.
I've just received news that my beloved disciple and grand disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada has left his mortal material body. Nanda Baba, he had left his body peacefully, chanting Krishna's holy name. Years ago, I met Nanda Baba and his very good wife and found them to be very serious devotees of Lord Krishna. My heart goes out to his wife, the son, and other family members who were attached to him. We have to remember the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, which teach the absolute duration or the absolute tattva, which is that we are not this material body, we are the soul. The soul resides in the area of the heart. The soul will remain there until the body becomes damaged or deteriorated or gets disease, COVID or lung cancer, etc. So this usually happens in old age. And Nanda Baba Prabhu was getting old, so he's left his body as a devotee of Lord Krishna, and his next designation, his next birth will be in Lord Krishna's pastimes. He followed the different principles, no fish, meat, or eggs, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, together with his beloved wife, and set a very nice example. He would regularly come to our temple, Shishi Radharanath, and help. And his wife used to cook for me, and I would take that prasadam, it's called gatia, and I used to give it to my father who lived in England, who was an atheist, and he used to love it. So I shall pray for Nanda Baba and his family, Yasodamai, and pray that they can continue their practice of bhakti, family members, and not become unnecessarily disturbed or depressed. If something is inevitable, then when it comes, why become depressed? It's inevitable. It's going to come anyhow. So old age, organ failure, and death is inevitable. But if we read Bhagavad Gita, we understand one's spiritual identity, that we are eternal. The soul, or the anti-material particle, simply leaves the body. It's situated in the area of the heart. Of course, it's subtle. You can't see it with some microscope. It's a spiritual particle. Leaves the material body and then takes birth again because it's eternal. We are eternally part and parcel of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this very short life we have of 70, 80, or 90 years. So I encourage you to follow in his footsteps. It is an opportunity to become God conscious. Chant Krishna's holy name. And I thank you for coming to this cremation. And also there'll be a 3-day festival to commemorate this great Vaishnava. And I shall also pray to Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Lord Nrsimhadev. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnanjana Shilakaya Chakshuramilatam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Manmanabhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mameva Shashi Satyam Te Pratijana Priya Asime. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are very dear to me. Bhagavad Gita 18:65. Lord Krishna promises that, in the above verse, that if one surrenders one's life, fully devoted unto him and serves him, then he will return back to him, back to Godhead in his abode at the end of this lifetime. Undoubtedly, we see this with our very own Nanda Baba Prabhu, who was a pinnacle of such a Vaishnav. His entire life has been of righteousness and loving devotional service. The original name Nanda Baba is of the loving father of Lord Krishna. As a father, Nanda Baba was immersed in boundless love for his son, Lord Krishna. Though he expressed it with some sort of restraint, mindful of his responsibilities and that of a leader, as little Krishna was extremely naughty and would often upset those that were in the village. So Nanda Baba would have to keep his composure. But internally, he was constantly overflowing with compassion, softness, and love for the Lord. And that defined his true nature. And here, with our Nanda Baba Prabhu, we see a very similar situation. Nanda Baba touched the hearts of all around him, leaving a gentle yet powerful impact, a gentle giant of sort. He carried himself with strength as a senior, but rather in the background being a man of few words. By profession as an educator, he had to keep a strict demeanor, but beneath the strict outward shell was a very soft, loving, hearty devotee. I was privileged to witness firsthand the joy with which he embraced my children, helping them with their homework from time to time and nurturing them as only the gentlest grandfather could. He would also regularly read to my girls and tell them pastimes of Krishna. His kindness and patience could be found in every thoughtful act, in every deliberate word. Often while speaking with Nanda Baba, he would often express regret that now his body can no longer allow him to serve in the temple as he once did, go on Harinam as he used to, and so forth. Yet, his earlier years were marked with unwavering commitment. He was always present with Mother Yashodamai, ready to serve in any capacity, no matter how humble or unnoticed the task was. He never sought recognition or any sort of praise. His only aim was to serve the Lord with humility and sincerity. These are the qualities of a true devotee. The true devotees that walk amongst us. Whenever his greatness was acknowledged by me or by others, him aside, saying, "It is nothing. We are just trying to do some service for the Lord." And this always stuck with me, of how humble he actually truly was. It wasn't just some sort of outward show. He was genuinely humble, that whatever he did was just a little offering, and then he would praise me and others for how much more we could do. Now, Nanda Baba has been joyfully reunited with his beloved Lord, returning to his eternal home in the spiritual realm. While we feel the pain of his absence in our lives, we remain forever grateful for his inspiring example. Through his actions, Nanda Baba showed us what it truly means to live a life of devotion, selfless, humble, and filled with gratitude. Today, even as we mourn his loss, we also celebrate his return to Lord Krishna, confident that his loving service continues now in the spiritual realm. May his legacy of selfless devotional service guide us, and may we aspire to meet him again in the Lord's eternal service back home. Go well, my dearest Nanda Baba, with hearts full of joy and gratitude. We honor your memory and pray we may be blessed to serve together with you again in this life and beyond. Back home, back to God, ki jai. Nanda Baba ki jai. Parthasarathi Das Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Devadeva Prabhu. That was a very heartfelt eulogy, and we could identify with all of those wonderful qualities you're describing of Nanda Baba. He was indeed he was very quiet, and I'd also add grave is a quality of a devotee who's very silent and to himself. That used to be his favorite spot there, right? It said there his bead bag on that there all the time. So he was very absorbed in the holy name. And in our community, in the Vaishnav, in the Hindu community, we put a lot of emphasis on valuing our elders. And you know, that is becoming quite fleeting nowadays. But he appreciated that he had that, he was given that respect, and he would reciprocate with that. He spoke to me on a few occasions also about that. So I'd like to call Radharaman Prabhu. Radharaman Prabhu will read this offering that Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu sent. Vibhu Chaitanya was our former temple president here, and they were also very close.
Hare Krishna. Tribute to Nanda Baba Prabhu. One of my first memories of Nanda Baba Prabhu was seeing him on Harinam holding the Hare Krishna mantra banner. He was not in the front or trying to be noticed. He was just there, steady, joyful, offering his service. That image stayed with me, a true Sankirtan soldier. Just by holding that banner, he inspired something deep in me. He showed me that service comes in many forms, and every offering counts when done with sincerity. He always looked kind to me, always thoughtful. He asked how I was doing. He smiled with his eyes. You felt his care, not through speeches or big displays, just through the way he showed up. Nanda Baba Prabhu reminded us that devotion is not about position or praise. It is about showing up with art and giving what you can. He has left behind a quiet and powerful legacy, and I know many of us carry that in our own efforts to serve. We pray that Krishna receives him with love and that his journey continues in the shelter of the Lord he gave his life to. Hare Krishna, your servant Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu.
Is there anybody who would like to give an offering, speak about Nanda Baba Prabhu? Be nice if any of the family members, grandchildren perhaps. Gonna say something? No? Okay, so we are at 6:55. And we were going to do the Guru Puja first at 1:45, so we're running over time. Then we'll witness the Aarti first, which takes about 20 minutes. And then after that we'll conclude with the Guru Puja and then go down for Prasadam. Is that okay? All right. So, Ravindra Swarup Prabhu. Some kirtan. Anukul, come sing. You can sing it. I'll play Madonna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitidhamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Uravani Pracharine Ivashesha Shunyavadi Paschachane Chatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasani Gaura Bhakta Veda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vivo! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Bolo 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 Radhe Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol 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 Bolo 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Okay, fine. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanat Radha Radhanat Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Nitai Gaur Sundar Nitai Gaur Sundar Gaura Sundar. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadva Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadva Panomo Visamadana Pati Visabadana Mate Yara Prasade Mahi Bhavaturi Aja Yara Prasade Mahi Bhavaturi Aja Krishna Radio Ya Hoide Krishna Radio Ya Hoide Guru Mukha Panvavakya Chute Te Koriyakya Guru Mukha Panvavakya Chute Te Koriyakya Karana Kuriyo Mane Asha Hananagori Omari Asha Chituru Charati Rati Esi Udamagati Guru Charadi Rati Esi Udamagati Ibrasade Buri Sarva Hasha Chamudari Duje Chame Chame Pavose Divegani De Progasino Prema Bhakti Avide Abhinavina Sayate Hinega Chara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Hanumadan Haraphanto Songena Lokera Jivata Prabhu Gordaya Deyabone Parachaya Vedegan Indribo Fatha Srila Prabhupada Paditapavana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. His Grace Nanda Baba Prabhu ki. His Grace Nanda Baba Prabhu ki. His Grace Nanda Baba Prabhu ki. Honored Koti Vaishnava ki ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bo.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajgacharya Astottara Sata Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem Sakoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Veda Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Shri Shri Radhanath ki. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Hari ki. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. His Grace Nanda Baba Prabhu ki. His Holiness Partha Das Goswami Maharaj ki. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Well, thank you again to everybody for being here to honor the memory of Nanda Baba. As we know, he's such a wonderful example to all of us. So please also, if you haven't come here previously or you're not so regular, come and honor his memory. Come join us. Take prasad, join us for kirtans and arti and discourse. Generally on Sundays from 11 to 1 we have a program. So we hope to see you again. So you can please go down. We'll have some of the devotees who lead you out of the temple, down the ramp to your left. You'll see a white tent on that side. So that's where we're heading for prasadam. Can help some of the elderly to go down. And just on the side of the tent there are taps there. So you can wash your hands and so on. All right? So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.